Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing kind of like a baby haul, and like don't mind the background, this is not my typical background. I don't really have like a standard background, but typically my background's a little bit more appealing than just like plain walls. But we're in kind of like our spare room, which is where I keep a lot of the baby stuff that's like new or hasn't been used yet, or particularly stuff that he's not old enough for but that I've already picked up. So we're in this empty room, so there might be a little bit of like an echo as well, but I'm really excited to share this stuff with y'all because a lot of this is stuff that I picked up with my like completion coupons. Whenever you do a registry with like pretty much anywhere, Target, Buy a Baby, Amazon, all those places, they give you a coupon that you can use typically like 60 days before your due date and then up to like 60 or maybe even longer after your due date, so that you can purchase any of the things that you didn't end up getting from your registry. So I took advantage of those and picked up a whole bunch of like super random stuff. Like this is kind of all over the place and it's just a whole mess of baby stuff. So I figured I would show y'all, and of course I will link all of this down below for y'all to check out. And without further ado, let's get into some of these goodies. So I'll put on the screen right here a shot. I kind of like set this up kind of for no reason, just for me to take inventory of what I had ordered and what came in. So I kind of have like a shot of what everything is that I got. There's one thing that I'm definitely not gonna be able to show you, and it's across the room, but it's gigantic, and it's a walker, like one of those little walkers that they can sit in and kind of like move around in. It has like a little tray. I got the Juvie one in particular because my best friend has it and they really like it. It's like not one of the ones that has like a ton of toys, and it's not really like cutesy. It's pretty plain, but I kind of like that about it because it's not obnoxious. Very gender neutral. There's a couple like different colors of this seat, but it's pretty plain and it collapses really nice and like slim and small, which is pretty much my criteria for like anything like bigger that I'm purchasing. It needs to be able to collapse small for storage because I just don't want to have big things to store like right now or in between kids and stuff like that. I picked that up because that's a little bit on the pricier side, so I was really happy to get that for a discount. And then another huge thing, which is like right here, but I also like can barely move it. This is unusually heavy and it is a pack and play. I got this one from Target and I really like the like pattern of it. I feel like some of them have really like not the cutest patterns and not the cutest colors, and obviously some are a little more gendered, but this one's super neutral. And I just got the really basic one. I didn't get one with like any attachments because I just feel like we would really not use any of those other little attachments, but Pack and Play definitely has a ton of like configurations and stuff. We just went with the plain one because I'm really gonna just primarily be using it for when he's a little more mobile. Basically has like a little baby jail. And of course for travel purposes, when we go to my parents' house, my in-laws' house, things like that, we'll have somewhere to put him, to play, to sleep. This is considered safe for sleep as well. So I feel like it just has a ton of uses. And then next I have a couple things. These are actually from Amazon and these were actually sent to me. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but these are really cool and I'm so excited to share them with y'all. And I love that they're on Amazon because everything on Amazon is better. It's typically more affordable and you get the free quick shipping, so you can't beat it. So this, even though it's kind of baby related, it's more for me than for the baby. And this is a little like cordless electric breast pump, and it's just like a little individual single breast pump. Tell me this doesn't look like the coolest thing ever. I don't have the actual product right here to show y'all because it's downstairs because I've been using it, but I will insert a little clip of what it looks like out of the box. I mean, it looks exactly like this, but it's got a really cool little like attachment head that is the pump. On the other side of this part is like the flange, as you can kind of see behind it, and it's like touchscreen. So you turn it on, you turn it off with that little like touch screen. You adjust like the flow and the expression mode and the level of suction and all that kind of stuff with like the little attachment head, and then it basically just screws right onto a bottle, and it even comes with a little bottle stand to put it down in if you're not using it or you just finished and you need to be so careful not to knock that bottle over. I swear I have like nightmares about finishing pumping and putting the bottles down and then knocking it over before I have a chance to like adjust myself and get detached and everything, and the milk goes everywhere. Just wasted all of it and all that time. So this does have that option as well. I just think this is the coolest thing ever. It looks really nice. It's really like, I don't know, high tech, and I like that it's just a single breast pump because I typically, for the most part, I have an oversupply, so I often only pump one side at a time and I only feed my son from one side at a time. So this is just so handy. You just charge this little top part with a little charger that comes with it. So handy, so portable. I'm so excited. Obviously there are really expensive cordless breast pumps, but this is not super expensive, but just as cool, and it has a really cool aesthetic too. So I'm super excited about that. I will leave a link down below, of course, for that. All right, I had to quick run downstairs and get the baby's bottle all situated for my husband to feed him. That's the nice part about pumping once in a while. Is that when I'm filming, like I am right now, my husband can feed him and I'm off the hook for a second. So anyway, and by the way, this does come with like a lid for the bottle, like a nipple, and the lid, like the cap for the nipple, so you can feed the baby right out of the bottle when you finish pumping. So we love that. And then they also sent over this head shaping pillow, like an anti-flat head pillow, and this is such a nice one. We did purchase one when I was still pregnant, but I like this one way better. This is so nice. Like, it feels like a memory foam. I feel like I didn't really show the box. This is the packaging, and the pillow itself is just so nice, so soft and squishy. Pillowcase does come off with this zipper here, which is really nice. I've definitely learned everything baby related needs to be washable, obviously. That's really nice, and it's so stinking soft, and obviously it's got like a little indent for their head. If you don't know, these pillows are good for obviously supervised sleep for your baby when they're napping or anything, just so they get a little bit of a break from laying flat on their head to hopefully keep their head from getting too flat. So this provides a little bit of cushion, but then it kind of has a little dip where the back of their head is, but it provides a little bit of support on the sides. And this is just so comfy. And then even once they're older and they're big enough to actually have pillows and sleep on a pillow, you could totally still use something like this because it's a nice size and it's just so dang comfy. So I'm really excited about these two products. They are on Amazon, like I said, so I'll have them linked. And then I purchased a couple things from Busy Baby. So they have their own website, but they also have a bunch of stuff on Amazon. And this first item, actually something that's still coming in the mail. I kind of got specifically with the walker in mind. It's kind of like a little suction placemat, but what's so cool about it is it comes with, you can decide, I think, how many of these little tethers come with it, but you basically like stick these tethers. They have little balls on either end that kind of slip through here, and then you can attach toys to the other end of the tether, and essentially you can attach a bunch of toys to this placemat. So you can kind of see on there how there's like a bunch of toys attached to the placemat, and then of course you can use it for food too. So my girlfriend has this walker, like I said, and she, since it doesn't have like any toys attached to it, and obviously babies constantly drop and throw things, she just attaches this to like the tray portion with the tethers and puts a bunch of toys attached to it, and then they don't go flying, but you can also kind of like customize what toys are on the walker. Obviously, if you buy the ones that already have the toys kind of like on that little arc type thing, they're kind of stuck there. But if you get a plain walker and then get something like this, you can constantly switch out what is on the walker based on what your kid's into, or if you get something new, or if, you know, if they grow out of a toy, you can constantly change it up. Plus, I've seen really cool ideas with this where you can like suction this to the like door of the dishwasher in your kitchen, and then again attach a bunch of toys to it. And if your kid's just kind of crawling around or like sitting on the floor in the kitchen while you're cooking or something, you have a bunch of toys like basically hanging from the wall, sort of, and it'll just be dangling there. This is like making my hair staticky. I just think it's the coolest thing. Plus, I just realized it also came with a little sleeve, which this is really nice. This feels like legging material. It's like really smooth and stretchy, so you can like roll this up and bring it with you. Obviously be perfect for like a restaurant for placemat purposes, but to have a bunch of toys for them to play with and they won't go flying on the ground, or like their teethers and stuff, so they don't end up going on the ground or like on the table or anything, and you have to wipe them off or clean them. So I feel like it's just kind of like a miracle product. Even if your baby's not like eating solid foods yet, I feel like this would just be handy to have, basically a way to keep toys stuck to whatever surface they're playing on. And so the item that I have coming in the mail is literally just like a half version of this. It's essentially like a little mini one. So it has the little like insert for snacks or whatever, and then I think it only has the 2 attachments and the 2 tethers. I feel like we're gonna get a ton of use out of that. And then from the same brand, they also make, which is kind of an accessory for that, but I mean, I think you could kind of use this for other things too. And this is their bottle bungee. So you can see on the back, again, it has like the little ball at the end. So you can attach it into the same insert that you would attach like the toys to, but this one's around, so it can go around a bottle or a sippy cup or anything like that. And so that way you can have toys, you can have cups. Like, this is so versatile because they have so many different accessories. You can have literally everything attached that they're eating or playing with and never have to worry about them ending up on the ground, getting tossed all over the place. I feel like it will save a lot of mess and a lot of cleanup. And then honestly, very similar to this, but this can be used kind of for anything. This is a little sippy grip. They have a whole bunch of different styles and colors, but basically it has one end that you can wrap around the stroller, the high chair, anything like that, and then the other half wraps around a sippy cup, a bottle, and you can adjust the length of it and everything. You can also use it for like toys, teethers. You can basically use this kind of the same way to attach anything to anything that your kid might throw or drop. So I just love the idea of this. You can put on the stroller too, the car seat, anything like that. I love the idea of things like this that just make life easier and will save like messes and cleanup. And then I kind of categorize this stuff oddly enough by like categories. So this is like all the food kind of products. This is definitely something he's not gonna need for quite a while, but this is one of those like weighted straw sippy cups, which I think these are just like the best invention ever, because this is gonna make it so much easier for them and for you. And then this is like a suction plate. So rather than just like a suction placemat, this is essentially like a little placemat that has a little bowl or plate in it. I got the navy blue one, so this will just stick to the counter. And then even if we're still feeding him, like obviously even if he's not eating on his own yet, I think this will just be helpful for anything. Just be able to make sure that he can't like push it or kick it off and nothing will like go flying. So I just think things like this will come in really, really handy. I just can't believe I'm gonna have like my kid's gonna be able to like eat on his own one day. Having stuff like this, I'm like, wow, he's really gonna use this. But this also just feels like really nice quality. Like it's a really, really nice like thick plastic. And then not too exciting, but I got a bunch of these little like coated spoons. What I think is really, really cool about these is they change color. So if the food, I don't really know exactly what you're feeding. I guess it depends on what age. I don't know what you're feeding a baby that would be like hot. But if it is too hot for any reason, the spoon turns white. So they call them like safety spoons, white hot safety spoons. So it's just, again, another like new mom thing for me in particular. If I have any doubt whether the food is the right temperature for him, this will kind of help me out. Plus these are super, super affordable and they have the coating. So whether you're using them for the hot purpose or not, it'll just make them, you know, nice and soft on their palate and their tongue and their mouth and everything. And then I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this product before, so I don't know how it's gonna work. So let me know if y'all have ever tried this or anything similar. They call it the Squirt, and it's a baby food dispensing spoon. So basically you can like fill this up with baby food and then squeeze it, and it kind of like just comes out on the spoon and they can eat it that way. So you kind of just dispense like one bite at a time and you don't have to scoop back into the container. You can just fill up the handle. So I don't know if the purpose of this is for like travel purposes. Like I don't know if you can fill it up and then just like, bring this with you and then feed them, you know, when you're ready, or if it will just like automatically leak out as soon as you fill it up, so you need to use it right away. I haven't obviously used it yet, but I think the idea of this is really, really cool, especially if you do like homemade baby food and you have like a whole container of it and you just want to pour some in. This could be handy to have like all their food in the spoon already and then just sit there and like squeeze as you feed them, rather than having a plate or a jar that you keep dipping into. So I'm not sure how this will work in actual execution, but I think the idea is really cool. So let me know if y'all have ever tried something like this. I love the idea of it. I think it's brilliant. And then kind of not food related, but like mouth related, I got the Free to Baby Not Too Cold to Hold teether, which I actually think this is, I mean, I think everything Free to Baby or Free to Mom does is like brilliant. Everything they do, I'm like, wow, how did they come up with that? That's the smartest thing ever. And I feel like this is no exception. So these little attachments, the little yellow one and the pink one, can go in the fridge or the freezer to kind of chill, to help soothe babies' gums, obviously, when they're teething and they're just kind of uncomfortable. Then it comes with this little like holder, which this does not go in the freezer. This just stays out. And then you can insert the like cold little inserts to this. And this is obviously not cold, so they can hold it and it's not gonna be uncomfortable, but they can still get the benefits of the cold texture and the cold temperature on their gums. And they are like double-sided, so the teethers do have like some texture to them, which is also really helpful when they're teething. And I like that it's just really big. I honestly expected this to be a lot smaller, but it's like really a substantial size. So I think baby will have no problem holding this, and it will definitely cover a lot of surface area in their mouth as well. And then, not very exciting, but my lactation consultant recommended these two specific bottles for our baby. Apparently these are the most like breast-like, and you know, will help, I guess nipple confusion isn't technically a thing, but it will help transition between the two a lot more seamlessly. So we actually already had one of these when she was here, and she's like, definitely use that one, because I have like 10 or like 12 different bottles, and this is the one she picked out of all the ones I had. And then she also recommended this type, so I picked up a couple of these. This is a pack of 3, and these both come with the slow flow nipples, which again is very important if you are breastfeeding, to make sure you have a slow flow. So these are the 2 bottles we have been using. Honestly, my son has taken both of them with no issue. Like right now my husband is feeding him, which is amazing. He's using one of these right now. So I do find that these, at least for our baby, definitely work. And then lastly, for I guess like food related, I just got a couple of these suction bowls. So obviously that other one I showed you is kind of like a big, more like a plate, honestly, even though it has like slightly raised edges. This is more of a plate. These are actual bowls, so they suction as well, which I feel like is just a requirement. But what I like about these ones is it comes with the lid, so they're also almost like Tupperware containers. So I feel like that kind of does double duty. If you are going somewhere and you need to bring food or snacks, you could like fill this up and then just throw it in your diaper bag or the car or whatever, and then take the lid off when it's time for them to eat. But also, same thing, whether you're home or you're out, if they don't finish what they're eating, you could just throw the lid back on and save it for later, put it in the fridge, whatever, and kind of a bowl and a Tupperware all in one. I guess these are actually technically like food related too. I didn't really realize how much stuff I got specifically for like eating purposes, but these are 2 different placemats. These are a set of 2 just like plain silicone placemats, very, very basic, just like a purple and a blue one. This is from Munchkin. So I feel like these are really, really standard, just good to have like rolled up and to keep in the diaper bag or obviously at home to protect your surfaces. But I feel like these are also good to bring to restaurants and stuff, especially when you're like not sure how clean the table is. But then this other one, which I thought was really cool, and I don't know if maybe this would be one that he would use first or not. This is a silicone finger food placemat. So I think you can see in the picture, it has like little grooves all in it. I think you can see kind of back here as well. So it kind of like keeps the food sort of in place. I think it would help keep things from like rolling around. So when they're trying to pick things up, if they haven't really totally mastered like the hand-eye coordination thing, it will keep like their little snacks and fruit and vegetables and stuff from ending up everywhere and kind of help them eat a little bit easier and help them like grasp their food a little easier. So I thought that was a really, really cool idea. I've never seen anything like this, but I think this is just so handy. I swear I ended up stumbling upon so much cool stuff that I didn't realize existed. And then when I like find it, I'm like, this is the smartest thing ever. Like, I would have never thought to get something like this if I hadn't just found it, like stumbled upon it on accident. It never would have occurred to me to get some of this like really cool stuff, like that spoon that like has the food in it. These are so innovative. And then I guess we have some more, I don't know, this is just all kind of random stuff. I do have some like child-proofing stuff as well. This is basically like the only sloth toy thing for a baby that I think I don't own at this point, at least from Itsy Ritsy, but I had to get this. It's really honestly a very, very simple one. It just attaches to like a stroller, car seat, basically anything, and it's just kind of on a little bungee cord. It like shakes, and then it has kind of like little plastic tethers on it. Just something for him to play with and grab and look at. It's also like really, really, really soft. But honestly, pretty much anything with a sloth on it, I will purchase. Kind of no matter what it does, but I feel like these things are handy because you can attach them to just about anything. I just think it's so cute. Like all of their stuff is just so adorable. And then these are gloves, which I actually have the other set already in use. We used them 2 days ago. But these are like the only fleece baby gloves that I've been able to find on the whole entire internet. I don't know if I'm just like not searching the right thing or what, but I found these on Amazon. The other pair is like a very similar color combination, but I think it's just cream with like little dots on it or something like that. So they're very gender neutral, and I think it says they're from like newborn to 9 months or something. So I think they would fit a lot of different babies' hands. And honestly, they did fit my son's hands, even though he's still a newborn, and these are obviously kind of big. They stayed on. I mean, he was just in the stroller. He wasn't like running around, obviously, but they did stay on his hand. I'm sure they didn't fill up much of the actual glove, but they're fleece on the inside, and they actually have a really nice elastic. So they stayed on well for him. I imagine they would stay on pretty well for anyone because they are like nice and cinched on the inside. But they were like the only like wintry type gloves I could find, because obviously like all the other just like anti-scratch mittens, they're not that warm. They're mainly just like a barrier for their fingernails. So I didn't think they were providing a lot of warmth. I feel like fleece mittens would be so important, and these were like the only ones I could find. So let me know if there's other places that sell things like that. I don't know if I just had a hard time finding them. This, I think, is just the cutest thing. I honestly could not resist this when I stumbled upon it. And it's called a Boo Boo Buddy. So it has this little ice pack that slips in this little pocket in the belly. And it's just like a plastic square. Like it's not, it doesn't really feel or look like an ice pack, but it is. And so obviously you can keep this in the freezer, and then whenever they get a boo-boo, and of course they always like want to put a band-aid or ice on it right away, or if they actually do need ice for something, you can just slide it right in a little pocket here, which this pocket is like fleece and it is crazy soft. And then the rest of this guy is just kind of like a terry cloth, so obviously it will get kind of wet as a result of the ice pack being in it, but I think it would dry easily. And I'm sure you could obviously like throw this in the dryer if it were to get really wet, but I just thought it was so stinking cute. It's like so tiny, but just so adorable with the little ears. Ooh, these are fleece as well. It's just a cute little stuffed animal that kind of does double duty. And I feel like when a kid, you know, needs the comfort of a band-aid or an ice pack, having like a cute little stuffed animal makes it like more fun, or I don't know, more approachable, less scary, stuff like that. They do have other animals. They have like a unicorn, I think, or like something pink. They have a hippo. They have some cute ones, but I just think it's so precious. And then these next couple things are not fun at all. This is a stove baby safety lock. All this, like I said, will be linked down below. So if you're kind of like confused how these are supposed to work, obviously just click the link and it will be all explained there. But this essentially like sticks on top of your oven and just like slides to close the oven, like keep the oven door closed or not. Again, this is not something we're gonna need probably for a while because he's not gonna obviously be tall enough or walking at the height that he can reach the actual like handle to the oven for like probably years. But I figure it was something we were gonna need eventually, so I might as well grab it and get the little bit of a discount that the coupon offers. This is for the toilet. This is like a 2-pack. Again, I didn't really realize you had to like lock your toilet. So essentially it just attaches to like the top of the lid and you just like push the little side button and you can turn it. And then you can open and close the toilet seat and then close it to lock it again. So like that's something I did not think about at all. But these seem like, so far at least these couple that I've grabbed, they all seem like something that's gonna be easy enough to use. It's not something that's gonna be like so annoying every time you have to go to the bathroom to unlock or undo, but it's at least baby proof enough that they won't figure it out. I definitely specifically purchased things that were not gonna be too annoying. This, you can't even really tell what it is, but it's just a bunch of outlet covers. And I literally can't get this open right now, but I really wanna show you what, like what makes them different than like your standard outlet cover. There's just a single piece of tape on here, but oh my gosh. And this comes with a lot. This has a 38 in it, so there's a ton. So I love that there is so many in here, but it kind of looks like your standard outlet cover at first. But what I think is like cool and different about it is it has this like little arrow thing that you just like pull down, and then it has like a little handle on it, so it makes it way easier to like insert and remove rather than having to like stick your finger or your nail like behind the plastic ones, because they're usually pretty flush with the cover, so I feel like it's hard to get them in and out of the actual outlet. But this one has like just a little cover that just slides down and flips out, so you can pull it in. It's like really stuck in there. Your kid won't be able to take it out, but you will know obviously how to take it out because you're the adult. So that's what I thought made these a little bit different and a little bit better than those like super cheap ones. You can get like $1 million for $1. I mean, those obviously get the job done, but I think that added feature makes them worth it. And this should definitely be enough for like my whole entire house. And then along the lines of childproofing, this is just a bunch of the clear little like corner protectors. I honestly don't have a lot of places that I need this. Honestly, like my coffee table, it's like the only place I can think that has like a hard, like sharp edge. So there are quite a few in this pack, so I honestly will have a ton of extra. But I like that these ones in particular are clear, so you know, whatever color your table is, or if it's wood or something, it's not going to show up. Oh, and then lastly, I also got the cabinet baby locks. This is not really descriptive. Oh, I guess it kind of is. It has a picture back here. These have like 2 different sides. It's obviously very hard to show, so like I said, just click the link down below. But you attach one to like the actual door, and then the other end you attach to like the side, something stationary, and then I think you just basically slide the little like clear portion in and out, and that allows you to open and close it. And it just comes with like the 3M strips. I really didn't want something that you had to like screw in like the magnets and like the little plastic things that you push. I just felt like that was A, gonna damage our cabinets, and B, just be a lot of work to put in and remove and stuff like that. So these just have like the sticky 3M on the back of all of them, so they'll be really easy to put on. They'll be really easy to take off, hopefully with no damage. And I also just like the functionality of these, the fact that it's just kind of a little strip that you put in and pull out rather than having like moving parts, or I don't know. It just seems like it's not complicated, and some other things seem like they're too complicated, definitely for a baby, but even for me. So these look like they're gonna be easy to install and easy to use. All right, and actually we're almost done here. These last couple things are a little bit bigger. This is honestly huge. I did not know this was gonna be so big, but this is a little sound machine. It's like a little succulent sound machine, which I think is like the cutest thing ever, but it's way bigger than I thought. Like it's basically the whole size of this clear area. I was not expecting that, but we needed like one more sound machine because I feel like it's annoying, but we need like one for upstairs, like for our room and his room, and then we need like one for the stroller, one for like the car / the diaper bag, and then one for like downstairs and like the living room, because I feel like having 1 or 2 that you constantly have to figure out where they are, it's just, I don't know, I can't be bothered. And this one's so cheap. Obviously if you're getting one that's pricey, I would not say you need a whole bunch of them, but this one was on sale. I think I got this for like $9, but I think full price it's like $12. So super affordable, and it honestly has quite a few different like sounds, and it's pretty nice. It's just huge. That's like the only thing I'll say. And it does take batteries. It doesn't charge like all the rest of our sound machines do. So that's a little bit inconvenient, but it is really, really cute, and it's definitely functional. Like, it gets the job done if you need a really cheap portable sound machine. It comes with like the little clips. You can clip it onto the car seat. Oh, and I guess I should have mentioned this earlier, but this is just a little like accessory for the pack and play. It's just one of the like quilted fitted sheets. So I wanted to get one that was specifically Graco. I know on Amazon there's like a ton of fitted sheets and things like that, but I just feel like the reviews say like it only fits certain pack and plays or it doesn't fit at all, and it seems like a little bit of a gamble. So this one costs a little bit more than some of those Amazon options, but this one's actually by Graco. So I know it's gonna fit, plus it is like the quilted, so it's a little bit more cushiony. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit softer and cozier and comfier. This, I'm so excited. I don't know what age they're able to start using this, but this is by Evenflow, and it's a little like doorway jumper swing kind of guy. So it obviously just attaches to the door frame and you can bounce around in it, and I feel like it would entertain them for a long time, but it doesn't take up like any space. Plus I think the pattern on this is cute with like just the simple black and white stars. Very gender neutral. I feel like this will be just fun to use. I'm also really excited about this. This is very much a nostalgic thing, and again, he's not gonna be able to play with this for like years. Frankly, like it says the age is 3+. I don't know if it necessarily has to be 3 years old. You could probably play with something like this before that, or at least supervised you could. But I had one of these as a kid, and I'm sure obviously it wasn't this exact same one, but do y'all remember this game? It's not even a game, I don't know, it's just a toy. But it has like the little cutouts for the bears, and then a bunch of different like outfits and shirts and shoes and different little like bear heads. So essentially like these are little cutouts, and you can just insert them into like, it's almost like a little mold pretty much. And you can kind of mix and match their outfits and kind of play around. And I don't know how I remember that I had this, but I just remember it being so much fun. It comes with just a whole bunch of different pieces for you to mix and match. And I remember just getting such a kick out of this. Plus it's really nicely portable. All of those pieces are in here, and there's the little slots for it. So I feel like this would be a really good thing to bring to obviously like in-laws or like even a restaurant to entertain them. Because you can throw this in the car, bring it with you. It's all kind of self-contained. But I feel like this would provide a lot of fun and entertainment. Notice when I was searching like any other brands that sell this exact thing. So I bought it even though he's not gonna be able to play with it for so long, because I always worry that things are gonna sell out or be discontinued or like not be available anymore. And I didn't want that to happen with this, because I just don't know any other brands that make it, and I really wanted him to have it. I think we're gonna have so much fun playing with it. Honestly, I'll probably have more fun than he does, because this is just so nostalgic. Plus it's very me, just doing like outfits and stuff like that, like little dress up stuff. I just think this is gonna be so fun. This is really more for me than him, honestly, but I think that's gonna be so much fun when he's old enough. And then the last two things are a little bit bigger. This is a new carrier. I think this is like fairly new to Boppy as well, because I did not see this when I was doing all of my carrier research, and I did a lot of carrier research, but it looks like this. I don't know which picture is better to show you, but it seems like it's kind of a lot like the one I have right now. The one I have right now is the Comfy Fit, and this is called the Comfy Chic. So it's very similar, but it's kind of like a hybrid structured and wrap carrier. But I really like the colors of this one. I like how it's gray and kind of like a lighter like grayish lilac purple, and I like that this one has so many different carrying options. You can do like the newborn facing in with their legs in, you can do the baby facing in with the legs out, and then you can do baby facing out. And you can even do like a side hip carry, like with the baby facing you, which I haven't really seen a lot of carriers that like specifically recommend this type of carry. So I thought this would just be kind of fun and different, and it also feels like it's a little bit more heavy duty. The one I have now, I feel like is more for just around the house, because it's a hybrid. It's mostly a wrap, but it's a little more of a structured wrap, but it's not quite this sturdy and substantial. So I feel like this one is kind of a level up, and it's definitely a little bit more pricey than that one. So I'm gonna give this a try. I hope that I'll like it. I haven't used it yet, but I really love Boppy products, like across the board. I really, really like everything I've tried from Boppy. And I also like how their carriers, the handle on them is like the material of the carrier. So I guess you can kind of just see what it's like, but it's like, I don't know, nice and substantial, and it's bouncy, and it's just like a nice touch. And then last but not least, we have a little baby seat booster seat kind of thing. I feel like this kind of has a lot of functions. This is like so clunky and awkward to show, but it can work as like just like kind of a play seat, you know, just for them sitting on the ground if you're playing with them, or you know, they're watching a show or TV or something like that. But then it also has a tray. Here are all the different colors you can get, by the way. Mine is just like the tan kind of simple one, but it has a tray right here that attaches to the seat, so obviously they can sit on the floor, sit at a table, sit on a chair, whatever, and eat right off of it. But then this tray slides right into like this little slot right under the seat, so the tray like hides away within the product itself. Again, I love compact things that don't take up a lot of space, so whether you bring this chair with you or you're just using it at home, you always have the tray right with you in the seat, and then when you're done with it, you can hide it away. But also you could put this like on a seat, as you can see right there. Why is this so awkward to hold? And then it kind of just functions as like a booster seat that does like strap onto the chair. It does have like the attachments for the chair, so it goes behind and under the chair for safety. So it's kind of a 2-in-1, like sitting play seat, also like a little sitting snacking seat, and then also a booster seat for at the dinner table and stuff like that. So I thought this would be really useful to have. I mean, he's probably going to be using this for years. Yeah, it says 6 months up to 3 years. So this is probably a product we will use a lot of different ways for a long time. So this is another one of those videos that I thought I would just kind of sit down and breeze through, and I feel like we've been here kind of for a little while. This always happens, but I really wanted to show you all this stuff because these are things obviously that we aren't using right now and probably won't be using for a little bit, but I love having things just like on hand. I feel like that's one of those things as a parent, well, just as a person in general. I'm very much like ahead of the game and I like to be prepared, but I love knowing that when he comes of the age where these things are going to be a little bit more useful or relevant, I'll already have them kind of picked out and already like stored, rather than all of a sudden being like, oh my gosh, we need to figure out like what we want to get in terms of a booster seat, what brand is good, what type do we want to get. Well, like already have it ready to go, and I love that. And plus I want to be able to take advantage of those coupons. So if you are pregnant or expecting, or you know anyone that is, definitely make sure, even if you don't actually like use it as your registry, just sign up for Buy My Baby, Target, Amazon, and like throw a bunch of stuff on your registry that you think you're gonna want, even if you don't share it with people. So definitely make sure you all check out the description box. I will have everything linked for you. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here, and until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.